Hello, story lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, I've got a heartwarming tale for you that will fill your day with sunshine. It's a story about friendship, kindness, and how a simple good deed can make a world of difference. So, gather round, get comfortable, and let's dive into the story of the boy who helped Tobie. In the cheerful halls of Kemrit School, there was a special group of 6 friends. Their names were Echoloma, Sunesis, Kendrick, Phoebe, Greenus, and the ever-ready John. These 6 weren't just friends. They were a team. They were famous throughout the school for their kindness, their willingness to help, and their unbreakable bond. They always stood together, facing every challenge with a smile and supporting each other no matter what. One bright, sunny afternoon, as the final bell rang, the 6 friends packed their bags and set off on their walk home. They chattered and laughed, their voices filling the air with joy as they shared stories from their classes. The sun cast long shadows on the pavement as they made their way down the familiar street, completely lost in their happy conversation. As they turned a corner, their laughter faded. They saw a boy they recognized from another class, named Tobie. He was struggling, trying to carry a school bag that looked way too heavy for him. He seemed tired, his shoulders slumped, and he was clearly distracted, barely looking where he was going. He was trying to cross the street, but with each step, he wobbled under the weight of his bag. And then it happened. In a flash, Tobie's foot slipped on a loose stone. He lost his balance and tumbled right into a deep, murky gutter by the side of the road. There was a loud splash, followed by a sickening ripping sound. His heavy bag burst open, and all his books, notebooks, and papers spilled out, plunging into the dirty water. It was a terrible sight. For a moment, everything stood still. A few other people who were walking by stopped and stared. They whispered and pointed, but nobody moved an inch to help. It was as if they were watching a movie, detached from the poor boy's plight. But John, one of the 6 friends, didn't hesitate for even a second. His face was set with determination. "Come on, let's help him." He shouted to his friends, his voice cutting through the silence. Without waiting for a reply, he sprinted towards the gutter where Tobie was struggling. Immediately, his friends sprang into action. Echoloma and Sunesis rushed to the edge of the gutter and carefully reached down. They grabbed Tobie's arms and, with a strong, steady pull, helped him climb out of the mucky ditch. He was covered in mud and soaking wet, but he was safe. Meanwhile, Phoebe and Greenus didn't waste a moment. They knelt by the gutter and began fishing out his soggy books one by one. They carefully shook the water from the pages, trying their best to save them from ruin. At the same time, Kendrick, always prepared, pulled out his clean, folded handkerchief. He gently wiped the mud and grime from Tobie's shocked face, offering him a comforting smile. When Tobie was finally back on his feet, he looked around at the 6 friends who had come to his rescue. He saw them working together, some helping him, others saving his belongings. His eyes filled with surprise and gratitude. He looked at the other people who were still just watching from a distance, and then back at the kind faces surrounding him. In a quiet, trembling voice, he said, "Thank you. Thank you all so much." He paused, looking down at his muddy clothes. "No one else even tried to help me." "Only you." John, wiping his own hands on his trousers, gave Tobie a warm and reassuring smile. "That's what friends do," he replied gently. "We don't help because we have to, or because we expect something in return. We help because it's the right thing to do." The very next day at school, a much cleaner and happier Tobie found the 6 friends during their break time. He came over to their usual spot in the schoolyard to thank them again, his voice filled with genuine appreciation. But the story doesn't end there. A few weeks later, Kemrit School held its annual interclass quiz competition. John and his friends were representing their class, but they got stuck on a particularly tricky science question. Just when they thought they were out of time, Tobie, who was in the audience cheering for them, remembered something he had just studied. He quickly shared a key fact he knew, which helped them figure out the correct answer. Their act of kindness had returned to them in an unexpected and wonderful way. Through this experience, they all learned a powerful lesson. Helping others not only makes the world a brighter, better place for everyone, but that goodness often finds its way back to you. And that's the moral of our story today. Always be ready to help others when you can. A small, simple act of kindness, like helping someone who has fallen, can create a big, positive change. And sometimes, that kindness returns to bless you when you least expect it. What did you think of this story? It really shows how powerful compassion can be, doesn't it? If you enjoyed it, please give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next adventure. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what kind of story you want me to create next. Thanks for watching, and remember to spread a little kindness wherever you go. See you next time.